searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright.
How long did she have it on?
Only 4 weeks.
Okay.
So she had the temporary for like 3 days, and then she had her cast on for just over 4 weeks.
Like kids, they heal fast.
They bounce back.
Yeah, and it was crazy too because when we saw the X-ray, the doctor was like, I know what you're going to say. It still looks broken. Because I'm like, that literally still looks broken. But then he showed us where the new bone was formed. And he's like, just for the next 2 to 3 weeks when she goes to the park or whatever, have her in a wrist brace. Of course, the one day she's not in the wrist brace and she's with the nanny, she falls, scrapes her hand. And I was just like,
oh no.
And then she like wanted the brace back on. And then she would not take it off. And I was like, no. Like, I don't want her to feel paranoid. Like, now I have to wear this.
Well, you know what? If you don't want her to feel paranoid, maybe don't make her feel paranoid.
The doctor said to wear
when
it
she
for
falls
2 or
over,
3
be like,
weeks.
"Oh, you fell over. Up you get. But let's go. Get working."
No, you know what? I can relate actually because when I was 10 and I played baseball, I would get these like hurt, during the game or practice, whatever, and I started becoming obsessed with wearing like ace bandages.
This is another
on my
thing
arm.
we have in common. I was like, wait, we both had an obsession with ace bandage as kids. It
made me feel secure. You know what I mean? Even though I didn't need it.
It was like something about like I guess I was one of those kids that never did break an arm or something. So I'd be like, oh my god, I think I got a sprained wrist. I need ace bandage. My mom's like, you don't need ace bandage. But anytime I could get that ace bandage out and wrap something up, I was always into it.
Funny.
That's crazy though. So it's like it just started being like a comfort thing for her.
Yeah, but we didn't have her wear the brace that much, like at home. It was pretty much just when she went to the park.
Yeah.
And the day that she wasn't wearing it, she wasn't going to the park. She was just going for a walk around the complex to like go look for squirrels. And I honestly thought about it when she walked out. I'm like, should I? And I was like, no, she's just going for a walk. She met a little boy at the complex. Yeah.
Brock's
His name is Matthias. And apparently he was showing her how to like jump off this rock. And then they were like fake falling down. But then she actually fell down and scraped her hand a little.
Aww.
And so then when she got back, I said to the nanny, I was like, okay, if she's going to be jumping off rocks when she just got her cast off, like maybe don't let her do that.
Right.
Can I interject? Our kids are geniuses. Okay, they know that you're talking about what they're talking about. And she's like,
so then I
Mommy's
think
worried about
that
that.
made
Here
her
it is.
paranoid, and then she
There we
was
go.
like, now I need to wear it. And
That's so cute.
Well, how's
though.
Bowie then? If we
Right.
asked about summer,
well,
give us
hey, we're gonna ask about her on the podcast.
fine.
You're just jumping right into it, honey. Welcome back to Scheananigans, everyone.
Thank you.
Today's guests, they are one of our favorite couples. Summer Moon knows them as parents to Bowie Breeze. But I would like to welcome recording artist, TV personality, swimwear designer, Chanel West Coast,
Thank you, babe.
and her model, realtor, baby daddy, boyfriend, soon to be husband. We'll get there. Dom Fenison.
Let's not talk about that in this podcast.
Wow.
Nice time.
Wow. Who needs this?
Thank you for having us.
No, thanks for being here. I've been wanting to do this for so long. We spent
know.
4th of July together in Palm Springs.
Yes.
And I know we started talking about it. So I'm glad a few months later we're making it happen.
Yes, I know. And I remember like I did your podcast. How many years ago was that?
So the last time Chanel was on my show, it was probably over 4 years ago.
and our lives were so different then. It was like we're single
so
women.
single, no kids. I mean,
You
to
two
go
together have
back
been
and
terrorizing
listen
the
to that
place.
conversation is probably so funny. James co-hosted with me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but very
like, what?
very different phase and chapter in our lives.
Well,
So-
okay. Let me ask you guys this table question. From then to now, what's like the biggest things you like? What's some like memorable moments? Let's just go that. Memorable moments from the last time you guys were on a podcast, minus the kids, because we'll talk about that again.
Oh, I mean, that's like the most. That's
That's
the
it.
most.
That's the
memorable.
trap, right?
It's
Bam.
like life is just different. Once
It's
you have a
changed.
kid, it's just like you get it. It's
Totally.
life is just a whole new life now.
It really is.
Yeah.
No, and I want to get into that too, just social media and being the type of parents that we are and
Yeah.
still living our lives. But before
We'll have some fun.
we get into all of that, I thought it would be fun to play a little game and just see how in sync the two of y'all are.
Oh my gosh, I can't
Alright.
wait for
Yeah,
this.
you guys can
Okay.
even like close your eyes and like point to each other if you like to. But we're
man.
also on a podcast, so you got to say each other's names.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm
Okay,
going to give
okay.
you a prompt and you're going to answer with who it fits more. And then we'll
Alright.
just see how aligned y'all are.
Okay,
Okay. Who has changed more diapers?
definitely me.
Okay, that was good.
That was an easy one.
Yeah. Damn, he's just good. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, who got the most sleep last night?
Probably me.
Boom.
See? I feel like we're equal with the diapers, but you definitely get more sleep.
Yeah, because I go to sleep.
No, but even when she wakes up, I go to get her.
No, he's just like sleeps like a log.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how he sleeps
Yeah.
through it sometimes. Like I'm like I'll look over and he's just like snoring as I'm like dealing with
Mm-hmm.
it. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
What
What are, you,
Chanel.
what are you guys dealing with when she wakes up at night? Can I like put out like a
Needing-
parenting idea? She's
Getting
fine.
them, getting them back to sleep.
She'll be fine.
He's like,
It's
just
a
leave
great
her.
skill for our kids to learn is like to calm themselves, soothe themselves, and put themselves back to sleep. Fun fact, we as adults, we have a sleep cycle for our whole life of 60 to 90 minutes. We always wake up in our sleep. So your kids are doing that. So you got to teach them how to go back to sleep by themselves.
I'm in
prefer the
favor.
cuddles.
By doing this, they're fine. They're
like,
not in distress. You're good.
But Bowie, yes, she needs to learn that, but she won't get back to sleep on her own. And like if I don't put her to sleep, then I won't sleep. You know what I mean? Then she'll just be in there.
Mm-hmm.
She does this thing where she just starts like kicking, kind of crazy, and then I'm like, okay, we have to get her because she's
Yeah.
acting like she's like trying to break out of a straitjacket or something.
Well, the funny thing is, once they get old enough to break out of that straitjacket,
You gotta put it on
You got to
backwards.
put it on backwards then see how
Yeah.
see how good
she
they
started
are.
to crawl out of the crib
So-
a few weeks ago, so now it's going on backwards.
Oh my gosh! Well, then Bowie's extra advanced because
Yeah.
we just had to lower the crib because she was already starting to crawl out. She's
Oh,
10 months
yeah.
old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you guys are 10 months. Okay,
wait for
maybe
it.
go in and check on your kid.
Right?
he's like, oh yeah,
You better
wait,
wake up
gosh,
every
a little
now and then,
young.
all right?
Ours is almost 2.5. Very
That's the
different.
tricky thing though with kids is it's like at what point it's like you kind of have to feel it out. Like at what point can they like reason, and at what point can you start really teaching them things? Or because with Bowie it's like she's at that age where it's like you want to have her self-soothe, but is she like old enough to do it
Understand.
yet?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you kind of have to feel it out, and we're at that point where
Well,
we
she's also
we
teething
try.
right now too. So like,
Yeah,
she
that's
just gets
hard
irritated,
too.
you
A
know,
whole
just
lot.
because the teeth are coming in. So
Yep.
just gotta soothe them.
Get it. All right. Who is the better cook?
Oh, that's me. It's not even close.
Not at all.
All right, who is the better planner out of the two of you guys?
Better planner.
Yeah,
Like
for like
dinners.
dinners, social activities, and like vacations.
We can use
events.
names at the same time instead of pointing because we are on the podcast. So
I think
Well, there's
equally.
video.
Because like
That's tough.
like when it comes to like a trip, like I feel like I'm like, no, we need like this flight, we need these hotels. But then like if it's just like planning like a nice dinner or like a little get
That's
together
more
with
me.
friends, he's like more the one to plan that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I feel like.
pretty
Well, I also
even.
feel like we both come from this industry where it's like, with my in fashion, with her in music, and also both of us being in like entertainment. It's everything's very last minute. So, like my mom, when she wants to come visit us, she's calling me like 2 months ahead of
Well,
time.
you
Like,
gotta-
hey, I'm booking my flights now.
I was
like, okay, I don't
and
know
I'm
what I'm doing.
like, we're like a book our flights like 3 days ahead of time kind of people, And that's just the way I've been conditioned to live my whole life.
Right.
I can't even imagine like when someone asks me like, hey, like what are you doing a month from now? I want to like do this. I'm like, call me that week. Like I don't know what's gonna be happening.
That's how I am, and it pisses him off because he's like, "We need a schedule." I'm like, I can't have a schedule when I don't know what I'm doing next week.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand that we are busy and we have all these events and all that. I am talking about like a day-to-day routine schedule.
We try to have that on like the day, like the normal days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, like for example, like today, her nap time was moved a little because we were filming or whatever. So we
Yeah.
try to have as much of a schedule as we can when we're not like doing 5,000 things.
Yeah.
But then I
But
get
we
it,
do
like you. It's like
5,000 things.
random things will come up, and it's like, oh, tomorrow night we have to like now go to this event, and you know.
Right. We can't just have the nanny every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 10 to 4 or whatever. It's
I'm-
like there's so
exactly.
many then I might have a podcast in this time of day, in
Yep.
the 3 to 6 range where it's like we have to change the schedule.
Well,
Yeah.
for example, like for me in Christmas time, this has happened to me so many times where get a flight to go hang out with my family for Christmas. I always book a job on the day of my flight. Every single time.
This is like no, we went for his family reunion and then he had to leave a day early because he had a job.
I had to leave her in Jamaica, like pregnant as can be, because I had to fly back to the
my
States to
gosh.
do a job. Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
It happens. Next up.
What we got? The better planner. Who takes the longest to get ready?
Definitely
Oh my
me.
God. Yeah.
No, literally it'll be like he'll literally be like, "Do you got your lashes on, babe?" Like it's like the last thing, and then that's when he goes and showers and
Yeah.
starts to get ready. It'll be like when I'm
get
on like
it.
the last thing of my makeup.
See, we're on the other side. It's like, you got to get ready. We both get ready. I'm like, honey, I know you're going to take a minute. So I'll get ready and just sit there.
Right, exactly. I can see when she starts getting ready, I can go in the pool. I can get my workout. I can make some food.
Plunge.
Then I shower. Then I'm ready. By the time I'm ready, she's ready.
Yeah, no, he's like, oh, I think I'm gonna get in the pool. I'm like, babe, we have to get, and he's like, you have to get ready. I still have 2 hours. I'm like, damn.
Damn.
But do you know what you're wearing yet? You got to pick out your outfit.
It's the whole thing.
He'll-
I
it
mean,
is a
their
whole thing.
outfits are on point. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Always
Yeah, I
on
try.
You
point.
guys, seriously, like, who is your fashion inspo? Is it just yourselves? Because you always look so good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Honestly, I've like always been so into fashion. I grew up in LA. I went to school with a bunch of rich kids, and it was always like trying to keep up with like how I say keep up with the Joneses. You know, it's like
Yeah.
the kids will come to school like decked out, and it's like their parents were rappers and athletes, and like my mom was doing outside sales, and so like I would always just like try to like put together the best outfit to go to school, because I was going to school with kids who literally like were dressed like they were going to fashion week, you know. And so I've always just been really into my fashion, and like even like when I have like a stylist, my stylist is more like my personal shopper. Like they'll bring me a ton of clothes, but I'm always putting together the outfits.
Yeah.
I will say my biggest style inspiration is Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
I've always loved her style. It's
Totally.
very like glam, but still kind of street. You know, you're still like,
Yeah.
oh, that's that chick from the OC. You know what I mean?
Right?
One thing that I think I helped Chanel with a lot, though, since we met, was like everything that she had looked like she was going to a music video. Like
I was
literally,
a little extra.
every
I still am.
every pair of glasses was like crazy. Every pair of shoes, like everything was just like wild. And then I feel like I've helped her like just get more into like, this is what you wear on a normal day. You know what I mean? Like,
This is normal.
This is just a little classy chic, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I love her style, like, for
Yeah.
sure.
Babe.
No, literally, if I'm ever pregnant again, you would be my fashion inspo, because
I love
all
you.
of the outfits that you wore, I was pregnant during COVID. It was like I wore sweats and I sat on my
sweats.
couch.
Yeah, no, and like that's why I felt like it was a lot of pressure too, because it was like I was pregnant and like the world had just opened back up and
Right.
everybody was getting back out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like events are popping again, but like what do I wear? I will say that ASOS Maternity was my best friend, because they have
ASOS,
really
baby.
they have really cute like high fashion kind of stuff that like didn't make you feel like it was maternity. Like
Yeah.
it was like the same as like a regular outfit, but they would just make the maternity version, you know?
It's also hard to spend like $1,000 on a dress that's maternity that you know you're only gonna wear.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to spend a bunch of money on maternity clothes.
Depop.
Yes.
All right, let's
Okay.
run through these. Ready?
Who controls the remote?
Oh, that's me.
Who's more of a homebody?
Ooh,
It's a balance.
yeah.
I think
balance.
you're more of a homebody.
I'm more of a homebody in the sense of like I'm not as like I don't need to go small talk and socialize like, but I do love to get outdoors and I do love to like
Yeah.
go do activities. Whereas her,
I'm
she's
like, we
half
gotta
and
go to
half.
this event. It's gonna be some
Yeah.
good networking. And he's like, really? He's like, how good of networker are we gonna do with this? Like,
Who is most likely to leave dishes in the sink overnight?
ooh, I mean, probably neither of us or me. That's because I'm already doing 5,000 other things.
Yeah.
We'll get to them.
I don't know. We're both clean people, but at the same time, we're also like practical. And if we're real busy, it's like those dishes might have to wait.
Right.
You're right. Who's the most romantic?
Gosh, I don't know. I can be romantic, but I'm also like, you know, practical.
He's a little bit
too.
aloof. I think I'm the more romantic one. Like, I
Yeah,
love
she
romantic movies
is.
and stuff. Like, just the other day, I had to convince him, which you guys should watch. Did you see the new movie with Jennifer Lawrence, No Hard Feelings?
No.
It's really cute. It kind of reminded me of that movie, She's Out of My League, like where it's like kind of the nerdy
yeah.
boy and her. And so I was like, oh, let's watch it. He's like, I don't want to watch that. Me and my mom are like, why do you not want to watch it? It's like a happy romantic comedy.
Right.
It was good.
It
was
ended up
good.
being good, and he liked it. But like, see, like I'm more into like those type of like romantic comedies, and he could care less.
Chanel's more sentimental than I am for sure. Even when it comes to like the million items in our house that I'm trying to get rid of, it's like everything has a memory, everything has a meaning. Like she's very that way.
Yeah, I get that. Who's the big spoon?
Wait, what's that mean?
I'm the big
like
spoon.
when you cuddle. Like,
Yeah.
do you ever big
Yeah,
spoon
clearly
him?
you're the little spoon.
Spoon sometimes?
I know, but when she said, "What's that?" It's like, there you go.
Yeah, no, he definitely is the one to like hold me. Every now and then I'll like latch on you like a little monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, but I'm definitely the biggest.
Yeah.
spoon.
Who said, "I love you" first?
Me.
Chanel did. Yeah.
Ooh. Backstory?
Oh, it's a crazy one. I don't know if we should get into all that now, should we? You're gonna probably
don't
hear
know.
it because like I've talked about it.
Okay, well, I want to get into like how you met and stuff in
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah, we can
so,
we can touch that one.
Okay.
okay. Who thrived more during quarantine?
I would have to say me.
Yeah, you were traveling.
I was
you were living your best
also
life.
like I was still doing Ridiculousness, and it was probably like the first show that went back to filming during the pandemic. That's a testament to Rob and like how hard he works. Like when they were like, "Oh, we're filming again," I'm like, literally, like I don't even think the grocery store's open right now. Like I was like, "We're filming again? Like what are you talking about?" So I was, still working a lot, and then I still had like a lot of music gigs and stuff. So like I was doing a lot during the pandemic. Like, yeah, it was when I went home that I was reminded I was in a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't know. The question was who like thrived more.
Yeah.
I don't know if like what the answer
Well,
to
you
that
also
question
were
would be.
killing it with real estate during the pandemic because everybody was freaking leaving California.
Yeah. For me, it was different. Like I can't say exactly if I was thriving or not, but it definitely was a big wake up call for me. I think something about the pandemic. Obviously we all had to take a step back. We all had to like kind of. It all almost forced us to like reassess where we are in our lives. And I remember that I was working in a real estate like job at the time, and something about just like everything getting shut down, it made me like take a step back and almost like look at my life through a different lens. And it just kind of was an awakening for me to be like, hey, like I'm not totally doing what I want to be doing right now. Like I need to get back on like my hustle as an entrepreneur and like as a model and like all this. And it really.
But you were thriving. You literally like sold a few houses.
No, so
in
I was
1
gonna
year.
say, so that's what happened was I ended up selling multiple houses. I ended up getting back into like doing big modeling jobs and all that, and it was all because I had kind of like had an awakening because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I feel like the pandemic did that for a lot of people, though.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you used the pandemic the right way, then you ended up thriving. Do you know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, like you could use it as an opportunity to get healthy and like be your best self, and or you can use it as an opportunity to just like drink and eat every day.
And everyone did 50-50.
Two kinds of people.
Yeah, I did a little bit of that too in the beginning, but
Right.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks, I was like, here we go. Who is the better taste in music? Who has the better taste in music?
For sure. me.
yeah, she's the artist. She knows
I
she
like
knows a
all
lot more
music.
about music than you would even imagine.
Yeah. No, he's like, it's funny because like I'm like, oh my gosh, like like a song I like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like the lyrics were, and he's like, I wasn't really listening to lyrics, I just like the melody, and I'm like, you weren't listening to what they're saying at all, like like I'm like listening to the melody, like every word, because I feel like words is like how you relate to the song a lot.
Absolutely.
He's more of like a melody person, and like. Let's not get into it. We're big fans of Sexy Red right now. I'm definitely going to say that's more for the melody and the beats.
Well, the lyrics are pretty hilarious too. But I think for me, I'm like all feeling based when it comes to music. For me, like, and really when you think about it, like, and she knows a lot of the best artists, they think in melodies before they think in words. Like a Post Malone, someone like that. Some of these other artists, I saw Designer do
Well,
like
you've
a
heard
thing.
me. I'll lay a melody, and it's like, what is she doing in there? The next thing you know, you put the words to it, and it's like it comes together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so words add something to a song, but at the end of the day, like music is about
At the
feeling.
end of the day, I've got the better taste in music.
The answer is Chanel.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Who is the bigger flirt?
Oh.
I would say I would admittingly say me, because he's generally not interested in people. No, literally. Like, he's just generally, Dom's like, I don't care. I don't know you. Don't need to know you. Don't care. Once he gets to know people, like, he's a more friendly person. But I'm like really friendly, and sometimes that can come off as flirting. I've dealt with that in my life where like I'm just genuinely being like a nice, friendly person, and the person takes it the wrong way. And I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to go there, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Especially as a woman, I feel like if you're a woman and you're just friendly with everyone,
Yeah.
that a lot of men will interpret that
Yeah.
as you're trying to like, flirt or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the case. It's like
No.
It's like, okay,
I'm
guys,
just
just because a
nice.
girl's nice to you doesn't mean she's interested.
Yeah, I get that. All right, well, I have a ton of questions and things to get into with you, but before we do that, we're just gonna take a quick little break. Okay. All right, so as we all know, I have been busy. Since wrapping filming, I swear my schedule has been so full that I have not had the time to cook for myself or Brock. I cook for Summer, but outside of that, my freezer and fridge has been filled with things delivered straight to my door. My freezer is filled with Daily Harvest. They have so many delicious, quick, and satisfying meals, let me tell you, because sometimes when I run out of all of my meals, it's just like a girl dinner of a smorgasbord of whatever is left. Some of Summer's vegetables, a Lunchable, a string cheese, whatever. But Daily Harvest, I've got to say, keeps my stomach and freezer full. They have so many options with fruit and veggie packs, smoothies, soups, harvest bowls. They've got a ton of options for any time of day, flatbreads and bites, like if you want a midnight snack, if you want some breakfast, easy to prep. I don't even have to think about what to cook for my next meal. And I love that I can skip the chopping, the shopping, the post-cooking cleaning up, all of it. It's just better choices. Daily Harvest makes it easy. So keep yourself and your freezer full with hassle-free meals from Daily Harvest. Go to dailyharvest.com/Scheana to get up to $65 off your first box. That's dailyharvest.com/Scheana for up to $65 off your first box. dailyharvest.com/Scheana. And now that we know what's in my freezer, let's talk about what's in my fridge, because between Daily Harvest and Factor, I am always fed. Everything is delivered straight to my door. Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. They have so many delicious options: vegan, vegetarian, keto, protein plus. They're so easy to make. You just poke a couple holes in it, chuck it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and boom, lunch, dinner is served. These meals have become some of mine and Brock's favorite things to do. And I love that I can keep my freezer full, my fridge full, and not have to think about what to make for anyone other than little Miss Summer Moon, because we do still cook for her. But if you're too busy and you don't want to think about what to make for dinner, but you want something fresh, not frozen, that is ready in 2 minutes, then let me tell you, Factor is for you. This September, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. You simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door in, like I said, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Y'all can head to factormeals.com/goodasgold50 and use code goodasgold50 to get 50% off. That's code goodasgold50 at factormeals.com/goodasgold50 to get 50% off. Okay, but just because I don't always want to cook for myself, I do always want to cook for Summer, because I like her to have meals made fresh every day. And one of the things that I got today when I was at the grocery store are the Pillsbury crescent rolls, but I got the sweet Hawaiian flavor. I love Hawaiian bread. And when I saw they had Hawaiian today, I was like, ooh, honey, let's roll up some veggies and cheese or whatever you want to make in these and make something delicious and nutritious for Summer. They have so many weeknight recipes that are as easy as fill, roll, and bake. They are great for picky eaters. If you've got a toddler, It's a great way to sneak in the veggies, but they still have something that they love the taste of, especially the Hawaiian one. It's so bomb. You can just roll up your favorite ingredients into a crescent roll, quick, easy spin on weeknight recipes, and it basically turns your side dish now into the main dish. Some of the recipes that I've seen are like pepperoni pizza crescent rolls. They have this chicken bacon ranch. Brock wants to experiment with more veggies and just different things this week. So that's going to be on our menu for Miss Summer Moon. You guys can find Pillsbury in the dairy aisle, dinner prep in 30 minutes or less. Find more weeknight dinner recipes at Pillsbury.com.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the break, you mentioned Fashion Week, and I was just on your Instagram, and again, your fashion, like all of your looks, just so good.
Yeah,
It
we
was
went
a lot
crazy.
of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
You
being
guys went
fashionable.
to Fashion Week?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Tell
just
us
got
about that.
back. It was a lot of fun. Chanel killed it. She did 2 magazine shoots. We went to the VMAs.
He
so
walked in a
fun.
fashion show.
I walked in a fashion show. That was my first time walking New York Fashion Week,
No
which is
way.
crazy that I hadn't
Congrats.
already, but I just hadn't been in New York.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, we both.
I
Vanity
like that.
Fair posted us on their best dress
I was
list.
like, yo,
I was
Vanity
like,
Fair
okay.
posted me. No, I was like, I
Done.
can retire now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You guys looked.
It was so fun. You guys
Amazing.
got to come next Fashion Week. It's a lot.
That's the thing. I've never been.
Oh,
It's
you'd
a
love
lot.
it. You'd
Yeah.
Have you
absolutely
seen
love
my
it.
shoes right now? I would have been fine in Fashion Week. Come on, what are you talking
No,
about?
you would love it.
Oh.
It is a lot though, because it's like there's fashion shows in the morning, and then there's after parties that go till like 6 in the morning, and it's like so you'll be at the after party till like 6, and then you have friends calling you at 9, like, hey, are you going to that show at 10? And I'm like, how are you alive right now?
Right.
Yeah, we were up till like 3 a.m. every night.
Later.
But it was a lot. But, you know, it's also like was easy because we were on West Coast time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 a.m. was really midnight.
It's so-
noon,
yeah.
waking up at like 11 or noon was really like waking up at 8 or
Totally.
9. So, but yeah, I
It's
mean,
fun,
it was
though.
so much fun.
You also always get skinnier, like because you're walking around the
true.
city so much. And,
Yeah.
and such. I literally lost 4 pounds while I was there.
Wow.
3.5. We're gonna say 4.
I haven't.
Round up. Always round up.
I haven't weighed myself since we got back, but I already know just because I know myself. I lost a good 5 pounds just by
Yeah,
being in New
yeah.
York. It's
That's
crazy.
it. I'm going to all these fashion weeks. I'm going to be slim by next summer.
Dude, it's because you're not thinking about food. You're just like you're on the go. You're
Yeah,
walking.
literally.
You know, we rode the subway. We don't ride the subway a lot, but we did a couple times just to like feel that New York experience.
Yeah, and it's so much quicker.
It's so much
like
better.
Ubering?
riding in
Oh my
Ubers
God.
there and
My
cars.
dad's from New York, so I grew up only taking. My dad's also, I love you, Dad, but the cheapest guy ever. So I grew up only taking subways and walking. My dad would be like, a cab's too expensive, and I'm like, my legs hurt. So like, I'm really used to taking the subway.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, so just being at Fashion Week, I know you guys were just in Miami, you're all over the place all the time. You're so busy with work. Has it, now that Bowie's a little older, has it gotten nicer on social media, or are people still giving you just as much shit for living your life because you're a mom and apparently you're not allowed to live your life?
Oh my gosh. So I realized when I started being a mom, I was like, okay, I think that people think you're supposed to be like shackled to their crib.
Right.
Or something.
Literally.
Like the amount of comments I got, like, oh my God, good, take care of your kid. And I'm like, what? How do you think I take care of my kid? Like,
Yeah.
you literally are on my page because I'm on TV. I do music. Like, part of my career is going out and attending events and doing things. And like, you know, even right now, like if I were to post something right now, like, oh, doing this podcast, there would literally be some like, go home and
Where's
take
your
care of the
kid?
baby. And it's like,
Very
does nobody
weird.
The
work?
baby's taken care of. She's fed.
Yeah.
She's
Yes.
fine. Her diapers are changed.
Yes.
We're
just
good.
I feel like it's unfair for you mums because you already have a job in front of you to do, and it's other mums shaming you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, look, I love this. Like, I don't get it, and if I do, I don't pay attention to it. But I feel like it's just not fair. And like, if there's like, I'm here for mums supporting mums, women empowerment. But like, you got to understand, like, when you say this comment, like, "Where's your kid?" It's like, do you think we just left it at home by itself? Like,
Right.
it's chilling, bro. Like, it's the stupidest question. Like, where are these? It's so annoying.
But do
so
you guys get as much shit, or is it just the women and the moms?
I think it's
definitely
more
more
towards the
us,
moms.
right?
Yeah, it's more towards the
100% with you
moms.
guys,
Yeah.
which is not okay.
I remember
Yeah.
I've talked about this on Scheananigans before. I think it was maybe, did you guys go see The Weeknd at SoFi last year?
Loved it.
And she was really little at the time. I
Oh
think.
yeah, she was on. That was my first time like going
Right.
out since I had her.
Yeah, but I was like, I think she was like under 2 months maybe.
She was a month.
yeah.
People put you on
But
blast.
it's like,
And people were like going off on me, and I'm like, but like also
Because we-
at that age they sleep a lot. She was
Exactly.
literally asleep the whole
The
time
whole
we were at
time
the
you're
weekend.
gone.
Literally the whole time. My mom's like, she slept the whole time, and I'm like,
yeah.
what were we supposed to do? Sit there and just stare at her? Sleeping?
Right, just stare at the monitor, make sure she's still breathing, and don't leave or live your
I think
life.
you bring up a good point now. It's kind of like, this is what we do for a job, guys. Like, you
Yeah.
guys have 9 to 5s, or your husbands have 9 to 5s. Like, all right, like, this is what you do for work.
This is like what it's like being in the entertainment industry.
Right.
You know, you're out and about all the time, and it's like going to a lot of these things. It does help elevate our career. I was just talking about this on the red carpet
Yeah.
at the VMAs. Like, of course I want to go to the VMAs. Of course we want to be there. But at the same time, like, I'm going because obviously I do music. It helps elevate my music career by going on the carpet, talking about the
Yes.
fact I'm working on an album, this and that. It's like I'm not only there to show off my outfit, you know, like
Right.
But
it's-
your outfit's on point.
Yeah, always.
but like these little things like help elevate our careers and get us to that next level, keep us, you know, what's the word, I guess,
Top of mind.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
keep people thinking about us or whatever.
Totally.
And I don't think a lot of people understand that those things are work. They look at it like, oh, you're just going out to party and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, even when we are just going out to party and have fun, the kid's asleep.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're not missing anything. I have a monitor on my phone. I can check. She's still breathing.
we all know, like,
she's asleep.
In,
Like,
in the morning, your kid doesn't care if you're hungover. They're going to get up in the morning. You're going to get up.
and as
Yeah.
long as we still get up and we're there for our kid, I'm like, yeah, there are some nights where maybe I only get 3-4 hours sleep because I did have an event. I chose to go out. She's still going to wake up at 6 or 7, but I'm still there and I missed nothing while she was asleep.
Yeah.
But I got to go network. I got to go, you know, put myself out there.
Yeah.
And that's so important to do for us too. And people don't understand that. It's like, okay to work a 9-to-5 job, but God forbid we go out at 9 p.m. till 5 a.m. It's like, that's not okay.
Yeah, no, it's like
You're sleeping.
Trust me, I see the hate comments still, but I like just ignore. Every now and then I'll snap back and like say something, like especially if they're like trying to be extra rude. But for the most part, I'm like, let me just ignore these people.
Yeah.
they're miserable.
Well, we have family members that beg us to be able to spend time with the baby and be able to hang out with them. And also, I think it's actually unhealthy to be with your child all the
I
time
agree.
because then they develop obviously your child's
dependency.
dependent on you, but
Right.
like
They're
an
just, they become way too
overdependence.
attached.
Yeah.
Like when
I've
you can't
noticed-
leave them with even their grandma or a family member because they're like, no, I need my mommy.
I noticed when we got back from New York that Bowie, like just in that couple days that we were gone, has already gotten more like independent. She's already like doing things she's playing with her toys on her own without like needing someone there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the growth that she's had just in that couple days of
Yeah.
hanging out with her grandma is huge. And I think that that's actually, you know, sometimes we have to stop thinking about what is like what the optics are and what's actually best for the child. And I feel like what's best for the kid is to be independent, to have a village and a community around them. And if that's spending time with family while we go work or whatever that is,
Yeah.
then I feel like that's great.
Yep.
Yeah. But I love that we have couples like you guys, you know, who just
Yeah.
absolutely get it.
Yep.
Because the outside world, if you're not in the entertainment industry and you're not, you know, a working mom like we are, it's just, they don't get it. And I'm like, y'all, I gotta go out and live my life still. Like, we're going to a music festival this weekend. Sure, I'm vlogging. It is kind of business, but it's also fun. This is like our love language. It's one thing. We met on a music
It's cheaper
festival
than
weekend.
a therapist, I'll tell
and,
you that.
No,
you know,
listen.
but it's like we need this for our mental health.
You gotta literally though, like, and I like I said, I'll admit, like, I still will write back to a bad comment here and there, but at the
same.
same time, it's like anybody who's leaving comments has too much time on their hands.
Way
you
too
know,
much.
You know how I know? Because I remember when I did work a 9-to-5 on my lunch break. I remember I was bored, like eating I think Taco Bell, okay, and I was just
Of
like
course.
on the internet on my lunch break in this little office I used to work in, and I'm like eating and I'm like scrolling on Perez Hilton, and I remember he posted about some random female rapper who was terrible. This is years ago. This person, we never saw the light of day, but she was on Perez Hilton, And I was like, dude, this sucks. And I remember I got in the comments and I was like, yo, this girl's trash. And I was like, I had nothing better to do at the time. I was on my lunch break eating my Taco Bell. I had another 30 minutes left to do nothing on my lunch break.
Yeah.
And I was like, this person sucks, you know? And it's like, that's what it is. They have nothing better to do at the time.
Yeah.
As my life got better, you would not see me leaving a comment even on like my friends' pages, you know? So
Yeah.
it's just like, you gotta ignore those people because they're just, it actually makes me feel sad sometimes. Like they don't have like maybe hobbies or like things to entertain them
Right.
or a lot of friends or whatever, you know. They might
Yeah.
live in a small town and like on one of those roads where it's like a house every 5 miles, you know. So it's like, just ignore all those people.
It's a cry for attention, really, is what it is.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that because if I respond to someone, they send one comment, I respond, and now they send 3-4 comments.
Right.
And it's like they're trying to just get as much attention and feedback as they can get. It's like that's their way of trying to be relevant or trying
Yeah.
to like be involved. And
Yeah.
you know,
I just tell them to meet me for a coffee and I'll buy them a free cup of coffee.
Come say it to
Say it to my face and I'll buy you a coffee.
Yeah, like I can already imagine like one of our haters who we replied to, and like I can imagine them going to friends like, yo, guess who talked shit to me today on Instagram? Scheana from Vanderpump.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know Chanel West Coast? Yeah, her boyfriend was talking shit to me today. Like, It's like they like almost get hyped on it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
No, for
I gotta
sure.
acknowledge. Well, the problem is we acknowledge them and not we scroll down for that one. When you just pass 10, oh my God, I love you. The dress looks great. You look so good. You're doing great. Your kid's good.
Then you see
Then
that
you see that
one.
one.
Yeah.
And then you just like pay attention to the people giving you more love. You know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We become numb to the compliments. I remember when
know.
I very first had my Instagram, 10 years ago. Like I got, it's almost embarrassing to say, but I remember I posted like a photo and some girl from my school like wrote a comment, like heart eyes, whatever. And I remember that it hit me. I was like, oh, like I was so excited. I was like, dang, I just got a compliment. That was like my first ever social media
I
compliment.
don't even have to fish for a compliment anymore. I just gotta post the photo.
Now it's like, obviously after doing this for so long, I model, like whatever. It's like you become numb to the compliments, but
Yeah.
then you notice the negativity.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to keep in mind. Like, and if there's any negativity like in my vicinity, like I'll just block you. Like I don't care.
He's
you
Yeah.
know?
good at blocking.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta
I'm
do
like-
the
I'm like
restrict.
Matumbo.
I'm telling you, do the restrict because then
Mute,
they
restrict.
you just restrict because they can still comment on your page, but no one else
Still
sees
get
it.
the engagement.
Right.
So you get
still
their
have to
engagement,
follow.
you get that like, you get that comment, but no one else sees it. So it keeps your engagement high. By blocking, you still,
Teaching me the
Sometimes,
social
though,
media
they
trick.
deserve a
Okay,
block.
that's a
I'm
good
like, fuck
idea.
you. You don't get to go on my page anymore.
Yeah, no, sometimes
Yeah.
they do.
I'll
But
restrict your ass.
that's
No
actually
one's gonna
smart. I didn't
see
even
you.
think about
Yeah,
that.
we do that. We do that often, especially when the show's airing. Restrict. But
Fuckers.
okay, I want to talk about because y'all have a new show. But before we get into that, how did you meet? For
Yeah.
all of my listeners,
Okay.
I know you gave us this story when we were in Palm Springs. But I'm like, you gotta tell
I'll
it for
tell
everyone.
You wanna start? Okay.
I'm good at the story. babe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, we met in Miami years ago, and then when we met, he was living there. So, like, I obviously very handsome guy. We had like already hit it off. Like, I remember I was like, "What sign are you?" He's like, "Virgo." I'm like, "I'm a Virgo." I'm like, "Where are you from?" He's like, "California." I'm like, "You grew up in California?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, me too." And it was like just little things. Like I was like, "Oh, we have a lot in common." We hung out like the first day we met. Exchanged numbers, maybe texted a little after that, but I think it was just knowing he lived in Miami. I live in LA. It was like, there's nothing there. So went on with our lives, and it was funny because he popped into my head randomly, like I would say a year after, and I was like, I wonder what happened with him. And I go and look at his page, and then he had a girlfriend, and I was like, oh, got a girlfriend now. Definitely not a homewrecker. Forgot about him again. So. Years later, it's like during the pandemic still, and I'm shooting a music video for my song Vinyl, and I was co-directing the video and like putting everything together like I do for everything I do. And I was I had a model that was already booked, and he like flaked last minute and was acting really weird, and we're like, he definitely got COVID. We're like, he's acting so weird, and just like, who flakes last minute like this? It was really unprofessional. Like we booked him even through like a model casting, like it was
wow.
professional, you know?
Yeah.
So for him to flake, I'm like, he's got COVID. So I'm freaking out. I've got the location for like 2 more hours, and like I'm like, I don't know any models, and then I'm like, wait, that guy from Miami. I swear, it like popped in my head. And the funniest thing is that when I met him, he had long curly hair. And so like more like a surfer look. And I was like, dude, but I was like, this guy's got long hair that I know. And so my video guy Ghost was like, pull up his Instagram. And I pulled up his Insta, and he had happened to cut his hair off. And I'm like, oh my God. And so the funniest thing, we're like looking for like a James Dean look. Yeah. And I was like, he's got a James Dean look now, look. and like the last picture was literally like almost like a white t-shirt. Like it was very James Dean. And my video guy was like, yo, he's perfect. Call him now. So I text him and I'm like, hey, super random, last minute. But like I had somebody, I think I told you, I said somebody flaked and I was like, I need a model for my music video. It's like a quick like love scene. I think I was even like, quick love scene. We might kiss. Can you show up?
And I was in my car. I was on my way home from another job because this was later. Like she said, she only had like an hour left at the location. So it's already late in the day. I'm going home. And then she texts me and that like was super out of the blue. I'm like, hey, like what's up? And then, so yeah, she asked me. And it's funny, like I didn't, really even feel like doing it, but I was like, this could be fun. Like, why not? So I just turned the car around and start heading to where she was. And then that's how we kind of reconnected.
And so it was really fast though. Like I had the location only for like an hour left by the time he got there. So I was like, we gotta get the scene. And like, I'm a very hands-on person. You guys should have saw me. I'm over here like adjusting the lights while they're touching up my makeup. I'm like, no, this light isn't in the right direction. And so like, I didn't really get to talk to him because I was so busy. And like I told you when I walked in today, I like wear sunglasses so much I sometimes forget they're on. And it was really bright on set too. So I like forgot I had this. So we like filmed this whole like love scene like on the couch and I'm wearing sunglasses. Okay. Nobody says, hey Chanel, maybe you should take your glasses off. Yeah. Because we were just rushing so much. So my director wasn't even thinking of it. So I get the first cut of the video back and I'm just watching it. And I'm like, I literally looked at Ghost and I go, Ghost, why didn't anybody tell me to take my damn sunglasses off? I was like, this looks ridiculous. Why am I inside with sunglasses on?
And we're on a couch just like this. Yes. and we're like, and we're, it's like very intimate,
like
and she has
scene.
sunglasses
and I'm like, it looked so stupid. And so me just being like a perfectionist, I was like, we got to reshoot. I was like, this is so dumb. Like it looks so stupid. And I promise you guys, I'm not even, yes, he's cute. I don't mind hanging out with him again, but I was not trying to do this. I literally was like, I need you again. So me and
this was right. And this is another thing. It's kind of just, me and our friend group, we kind of have this running thing of like, anytime you really don't feel like doing something or you're just too tired or whatever, like that's when you need to push yourself to do it, because she wanted to do the reshoot like literally 2 days after Christmas. And so it was like the day that I flew back in town from Christmas with my family. And so obviously I'm like, it's the holidays. I'm eating all this, shitty food and all this. Like, I wasn't trying to work, but she asked me if I could do the reshoot. And I was like, you know what? Like, sure. Like,
but
let's do it.
But I even told you, I was like, it's going to be easy. I was like, because me and my video guy talked about it. It was like a vintage kind of theme video song, like very like 50s vibe. We're like, what could we do where we don't have to rent this whole vintage set again? That kind of gives that vibe. We're like, oh, let's just go to like the arcade and go bowling, and like we'll play all the old school games, like that are like kind of give you that old school vibe. So we are filming essentially a date. So we're like playing every game at the art, and then I was like, we're like having fun, and I start to like realize like, oh, like we're really getting along. And then we went bowling, and so it became like hours, like a very long date because we were trying to get the shots. And so we got to like talk a lot that day, get to know each other. And the funniest thing is I had obviously like paid him to do the video the first day. So I texted him after that day and I was like, hey, like, is it cool if I just pay you like the same rate as the first day? And Dom was like, it's cool. Like, you don't got to pay me. And I literally said to myself, I was like, yeah, he likes me. I was like, I know now he likes me. And then, I was like, oh, like, thanks so much. I was like, I actually had like so much fun hanging out with you. And then Dom was like, I had fun hanging out with you. And I'm like, well, let's hang out again. And so then he asked me to like go on a date after that. And pretty much from that date, we just never stopped hanging out. We started hanging out like every single day together.
Yeah.
I would go film Ridiculousness and be like, hey, like, what are you doing? We hanging out after? And he'd be like, yeah.
I love that.
Let's hang out.
So, music video. I know you have some new music in the works. Okay, tell me, what are you working on right now? When are we getting new music? Have you shot some videos this summer? Like, give me the tea.
Yes, so I have a new album coming out, and I actually recorded a ton of the songs on the album before I was with Dom, before I was pregnant, even like this life I'm living now was even a thought, So a lot of the songs, it's more like in my like single lonely girl vibe.
And that's okay.
Yeah. And you're going to hear the songs and you're going to be like, dang, like it almost like I feel like people will hear the songs and like hear the vibe I was on and probably like feel happy for me. Like, dang, like she made it out of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I was in like that kind of moment of life where it was like, I'm never gonna find love in LA. Like, there's no good guys here. Like, I have this song called California State of Mind, and in the hook, I'm like, broken hearts and dreams is all you'll find in California. And like, that's like kind of the running theme of like all the songs I did was like, I'm so fed up of like just broken hearts, broken dreams, and like, this is supposed to be a city where it like all kind of comes together and like all the magic, and it's like, no, it's a lot of like devastation, you know, just trying to make it out here in Hollywood. And that's the vibe I was on. And then I started to make, as we were together, more happy songs, more like positive love songs. And so you'll hear on the album, it goes from like lonely, depressed girl into like, now I'm getting happy. And then it goes like, and it's like, it's literally like, you just hear the transition. And I'm starting like the album with more of the like lonely girl songs, and then it's gonna like transcend into the more happy, fun, like the Chanel I Am Now songs. And the album is gonna come out in like February of next year.
I love that.
Yes.
Do you do a music video for every single you put out?
So it's funny. I'll be in the studio writing a song, and I'm like, yo, you guys. And then in the music video, it should go like this. And my friends who I'm like working with, they'll be like, Chanel, we don't even have the hook yet. They're like, you're talking about the music video. Like, let's get the song done first. So I'm like a very visual person. I just want to put a video to everything, but that costs a lot of money.
I know.
So I was like, with this album, I think what I'm going to do, obviously we got TikTok these days, and I see all these different artists blowing up on TikTok. I'm like, this time around, I'm going to put out all the songs. You know, like how everybody does those in-studio things on TikTok where they're like singing the song?
Come here, I'll drop the beat, put this in the end, melody, boom.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that to every song on the album. And then I'm going to see what songs are kind of blowing up. And that's when I'm going to invest money into the visuals. Because in the past, I believe so much in a song. And I'm like, this is the one. It's a hit. I make the video, and then it doesn't connect with the fans the same way that I thought it would. So I'm like, let's just like put the music out this time, kind of see what the vibe is. I do have one music video that I did, well, actually two now. So I made a little love song for Dom, and like we put together the music video is really just all home clips. So it's like clips from when we first started dating to like then Bowie on the sonogram to like now clips with, you know, us having a baby, and I turned it into a music video. So that's one video I have. Not as much a real music video though. It was very easy to put that together.
Well, but it was my birthday came when we were in New York, and so she surprised me with this
that
cute
was his
video.
birthday surprise.
It was really nice.
Yeah, and then I started shooting for my song California State of Mind a video, and we're gonna leave it at those two videos and let the rest just kind of see what the fans like.
You're right, because that's what we have right now. Social media is such a power tool, and it really gives you immediate feedback.
Yep.
People will give you a response, and you'll be able to gauge, okay, what's working on that? Okay, that does work. Okay, let's get into that one more. So it's awesome for all artists now. Like, it gives them a lot more access and to kind of blow up instead of having to be stuck with like the main kind of contracts, dealing with all their managers and all that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also feel like it's okay to put out music about a different time in your life. And I've been trying to explain this to Brock recently because I just started working with this band, the 27s.
Dope.
And so
musicians here, bro. We're
we
lucky.
just made 3 new songs this weekend, like just all of the instrumentals and getting all the melodies and all of that and whatnot. But we did also a Christmas song with Lala.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have a Christmas song too.
Yes.
It's called West Coast Christmas.
Oh my God. I love that. Ours is Christmas Sleigh.
I
And
love that.
Brock
I
was like,
literally
"What do you mean?"
say in my hook, slay. I go slay all day.
See?
Like I'm Santa.
She gets it.
I know, I get it. I'm just like,
And there's
I love
one
that.
line where I say, I hope Santa doesn't catch me acting like a ho, ho, ho. And he's like, why are you singing about being a ho? I'm like, it's funny. It's like, do you need me to switch that line and give that to Lala? Because she's single. It was just, my
was like, yeah,
voice
give that to
sounded
Lala.
better on that line.
Wait, that is so funny. But it's
That's
just
funny.
a song.
it's a song.
Yeah.
love
And
it.
then the
I'm
next
super
one we're doing
pumped.
is called Boy Crazy. And it's like a time in my life
Brock's
that
like,
I
"What?"
never wrote a song about. But I just think that what we're writing about is relatable to other girls out there. And it's just like a fun song. I don't have
can't
to
wait
have
to
every
listen.
song about being a mom.
I
and
can't
married.
wait to listen
and-
to
Yeah,
Australia
exactly.
Summer.
But I love that you're bringing this up right now too, because it's like I've had songs like where I literally like I've always been like a storyteller. Like I was an only child. I had a lot of time on my hands, you know. So like I literally like will create a story. It's like the song isn't about like it doesn't have to be like, oh, this really happened. It's like sometimes you're just like, I want to make a song about the boy who broke the girl's heart.
Right.
It doesn't mean it really happened to me. Obviously, I've had real heartbreak, but like this scenario doesn't necessarily have to be real. And I think that like as somebody who makes music and as a creator, it's good to kind of step out of what you're in, because like you said, it's like we're living happy
put you in
lives
a
right now.
box.
Exactly.
We have great partners. We have these beautiful little kids. Like it's like every
that,
song
Dom?
can't be like, we're happy rainbow
Exactly.
stars.
We have another called Dead to Me, and he's like, who's that about? I'm like, no one. It could just be a song that anyone could relate to about someone being dead to them.
I have
It's like,
no idea about any of the music industry.
so
either.
we're
I'm
like,
sitting
can
there
you just
like,
go
oh,
in
this
your
is
room
cool.
and work and let us do our thing?
Well, I also think it's important as an artist and as a human being to be able to like hold on to a certain feeling that you had at some point in your life, and I feel like it helps keep you grounded, and it helps keep you in like a flexible space when you're like, yeah, things are like this right now, but I remember that time when things weren't that good, or I remember that time when that thing happened to me. And for me personally, holding on to those things and never letting them get too far away helps keep me balanced and helps me be more like well-rounded.
Yep.
Because if you get, you know, like it's like if you have an experience with like a whole different career that you had, and then you move on to something else and you haven't done that in 10 years, it's good to remember what it was like if you were washing dishes or whatever. Like it's really important to have that in your mind so it keeps you grounded.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that. I think that's a perfect time to take another break. Have y'all ever thought of mixing aphrodisiac herbs with THC? Because if you have, Via Hemp Co. is one of the leading brands in the hemp and CBD industry, and they sell an impressive range of award-winning products. If you like gummies, let me tell you that every gummy by Via Hemp Co. is designed with a unique blend and proportion of cannabinoids, empowering you to tailor your cannabis experience and always remain at your peak. They also have zero THC products if that's just not your thing. Lately, I have been off the THC, so I just want to tell you that there is something for everyone if you don't want that in yours. From people who have taken this, I have heard that a fan fave is the High Love THC infused libido gummy. So if you want to, spice things up, High Love is engineered to invigorate blood flow and uplift romantic experiences. Sounds like the perfect thing to take for like a date night, maybe anniversary, maybe just a night at home. Let the High Love gummies work their magic. They pair aphrodisiac herbs with a mild amount of THC. So it just is great for a fun night where you just want to feel what you feel, All products are third-party lab tested, gluten-free, vegan, and non-GMO. So if you're 21 or older, head to viahemp.com and use code GOODASGOLD to receive 15% off and get one free sample on any order, 21 and over. That is VIIA hemp.com. This episode is brought to you by Saks.com. Okay, y'all, let me tell you, it is all happening at Saks.com. Shopping on their website has become my go-to for gifts for friends because they literally have something for everyone, even myself. Like when I have time to scroll for whether it's new wardrobe inspo or whatever, just to shop for myself, which doesn't happen all the time being a busy mom. But look, when it does, this is my spot. Their website is super easy to navigate. They have a massive selection of brands and designers like Adidas, Alexander McQueen, Allison Olivia, Armani Beauty, and that's just naming a few of the ones that start with the letter A. Saks.com has unique ways to shop for exactly what you're looking for, like by occasion, trends, or even by your star sign for my astrological lovers out there. Okay, so for example, I recently shopped by their It's a Date section for a night out that I had with my husband, and I found the perfect outfit to surprise him with. They even have a revenge dressing category, and I know I have a few friends who could browse that section. They also have a 90s revival one that I personally love because it's legit all the stuff I wore when I was younger, and I love to see it coming back in style. So if you're like me and you love upgrading your wardrobe, then head over and start scrolling at Saks.com for new ways to shop for everything every day. So it's been a few months since we saw you guys. It was like we had 4th of July right before we started filming, and then a couple weeks later y'all started filming. So now that you're wrapping up your season, how has it been just being, you know, back on TV in a completely different aspect and all of that?
Gosh.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Okay, so for me, I'm used to, you know, ridiculousness. I'm sitting on a couch. You know, people might not even know my legs work, okay? Like, until they see this show. They might not even know I got a booty. It's there, I promise, okay? So I was on a show where I'd sit there, look perfect at all times. The air was perfect. The lighting was perfect. But then I also dealt with, like, I'd have to wait, you know, my turn to talk as the only girl in a guy's environment, you know? So there's lots of great, like, I love that I'm on a show now where I can tell more of my story and people can get to know more about me. I can talk freely without, like, worrying that I'm, like, talking over the guys, or, like, you know, it's definitely a lot more fun to get to show my life and to film with Dom and the baby and my friends. But, you know, it's a lot more hectic. It's like, you know, they're going to see all angles. They're going to see a lot more of Chanel than laughing. You're going to see me crying. You're going to see ugly faces, me hungover with last night's makeup. Like, I'm like, I cannot believe I'm showing all of this. But, like, the world's going to see, like, the real me. And I'm excited for that. You know, I feel like it's fun to be in this, like, this very, like, perfectly controlled environment where, like, I look like a little doll at all times. Non-ridiculousness. But I think that that's also why people have never really understood me, and also maybe understood me as an artist. They're like, okay, this girl's a rapper, but, like, she's laughing all the time. What the hell do you got to rap about? Yeah. And this show shows the struggles. It shows, you know, I get to talk about my life and how we both grew up with single moms, and we come, like, from nothing and have made a lot happen for ourselves, and we get to tell our story, and that's so great for me because I've been on TV for so long and nobody knows my story. Yeah. You know?
Wow.
No, but everyone knows your laugh. And your laugh is iconic. We got some questions about that. Okay. So, Kristen Iacapone, how do you handle when people clown you? Does it bother you? Like, you get made fun of for your laugh?
It doesn't bother me because I think, again, it goes back to, like, people aren't that happy. Like, when you think of, I'm not the only celebrity with a funny laugh. Like, Seth Rogen, Wiz Khalifa, Adele, okay? And the weirdest thing is, ain't nobody being like, oh my God, Adele's laugh is so annoying. She's not a real artist. Nobody's being like, oh my God, like, Wiz Khalifa's laugh is so annoying. He's not a real rapper. Somehow me having this laugh is like, you're just the girl with the laugh. You don't really do music. And I'm like, there's literally people famous for their laughs who are, like, the coolest artists in the world. Like, what does that have to do with anything? So I just think that if you can be, like, angry or upset by a laugh, that really says something about you, and, like, you're not that happy of a person.
Yeah.
You know?
I had people being like, is your laugh real? How did you get your iconic laugh? Like, when something's got you really laughing. Our friend Clarence asked that. But I also saw that people said they felt like your voice from Fantasy Factory to now changed. Do you feel like your voice has changed?
Yes, it has. It's called growing up, getting older, and I've smoked and drank a lot since then. So
it's called maturity. It gets
I'm sorry.
of age.
I have to be honest. It's like, yeah, like, I go and listen to a song I made when I was 20 and I sound 12. I'm like my voice, I'm like, that was me. Like, yes. But we grow up, our voices change. Yeah. And it's even, that's funny too, because it's like, even like I've had people like, oh, she did all this plastic surgery. I'm like, what? I haven't done anything. I learned how to, like, color in my eyebrows, which maybe makes this area look more defined. I get a little Botox, like, you know?
Yeah,
but, like,
we all do.
Our faces change over time. Right. It's called aging. Yeah. Your voice changes. Like, your face changes. Your body changes. And so when people say that, it's really funny to me. I'm like, yeah, my voice has gotten, like, deeper, a little bit more raspy. Like, I'm not a little girl anymore.
Yeah, no, like if I go back and see anything from season 1, 2, my voice was such a higher pitch. When I 10 years later perform Good as Gold, I can't hit the notes that I recorded 10 years ago. So now I just have a band. They re-recorded it. I do the rap because I'm like, I cannot sing my own song anymore. It just, yeah.
Oh, I've
here's
never
a
thought about that.
smoking
your
and
voices change over time, you know, and
Totally.
unless we're literally like Beyonce or Justin Bieber who have vocal
Yeah.
coaches working with us every day, like it's, you know, it's
Yeah.
your voice changes.
yeah,
Dom,
absolutely.
you're gonna get on some tracks. You're gonna lay down some beats or what?
I don't know. You know, I used to make music when I was like 17, but those days are behind me.
One thing too, since we have Dom here, that I wanted to point out because so many people noticed
Yeah,
that
buddy.
Dom was on an episode of Vanderpump Rules last
yeah.
season,
A
where
controversial
Chanel
moment.
was right there, pregnant, hanging out with all of us.
Yeah.
Bravo probably was like, cut that pregnant chick out. We'll just get this
I
shot
think
right
I was like
here.
rooting it because it was like I also. Why did I come pregnant in orange? I looked like they were like, who's the pumpkin at the table?
No, you look so cute.
Like a freaking pumpkin. And like, but the funniest, so I got all these comments and people were like, yo, you should check what your man's up to. I seen him flirting with Lala on Vanderpump. And I'm like, I'm also friends with Lala and I was sitting 5 feet away.
Literally.
It just goes to show how like nosy people are too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, like, do you really think you just got to the bottom of an investigation?
Like, I'm
Right,
onto
on
something here.
national television
Yeah.
too. Like, I mean, most men aren't that dumb. You know, there are a few. Not gonna name names.
The way they edited it though, and I was like, yo, this is TV edit. It was funny because like I remember like Lala was like trying to like flirt with a couple guys there.
Yeah.
You know, she was like in her single element, and I feel like they tried to make you look like you were one of the guys.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, like he's literally about to come out on a show. People are gonna know that this was not real.
But people don't know that I've known Lala. I think
Yeah.
I've met Lala 2 years before me and you were even together. So I've run into her going to dinners or going here, going there. So we've just always been cool. So it wasn't like we were flirting. It was just like, hey,
No,
like,
you're
how
just
you
like,
doing?
Here's
you
my
know?
old friend. We're just catching up, and there happen to be cameras here.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I know. I remember when I saw that too. I was like, why'd they cut Chanel out? Like, she was right there. But
I'm actually kind of happy because I was looking greasy and extra huge that night.
you absolutely weren't. I have the cutest photo of us from that night.
Wait, how did you guys meet? How did you guys become friends?
We met.
Was it through James?
It might be.
I feel like it was honestly just like at an event, and we had mutual friends, and then we
Networking.
started hanging out.
Yeah. Through
Yeah.
networking.
The
This was
networking.
a sign of networking going right.
Exactly. See, networking turns
See,
into friendship.
These events don't just lead to
Yeah.
career things, they also lead to friendships.
Well,
Yeah.
Dom, what was your
Absolutely.
great having the opportunity to film with your significant other and your family around? What was a highlight for you? Give us some like from the season for you guys. For us,
Oh yeah.
I never speak to my wife more than I do when cameras are up. We sit down, we have intent. We're like, oh, tell me how you feel about that situation.
That is so funny.
But no,
Yeah.
as far as highlights, it's funny. These last 2 or 3 months of filming, it has gone by like so fast, and it also, when I just think back to like, okay, what did we do in those first couple weeks? It feels like it was a year ago. It's crazy just
Yeah.
how much has been going on. I mean, we've been to New York, we've been to Miami, we've been doing all these things. And it's true, like when you're on camera, you know, I have good friends that, I've been friends with for years, and some of my deepest, most meaningful conversations with them have been on camera. And I feel like it puts you in a position where you start delving into topics that you wouldn't normally delve into.
Yep.
So I think that's been the biggest highlight, is just the connections that have been made. You'll see when the show comes out, we've had even some very serious things happen on the show, very like serious life events happen, and it's brought us closer with our friends and family. So it's really just been it's like life amplified, to the highest extent.
Yeah. It really is. And it forces you to have the uncomfortable conversations where normally you'd maybe just say something behind someone's back, you vent to your friend, you move on, and you don't even need to bring it
Yeah.
up. But it's like when you're filming a reality show, oh no, you got to talk about that. You got to say exactly how you feel. Then you got to
Yeah.
interview about it. Then you got to watch it back. Then you got to have the world judge you for it.
I'll be
It's just
like, and I'll be like,
I
hey, I
would
don't
have
want
just
to talk
not
about
let that
this.
bother me. I would have been like annoyed for that week. And then you just move on.
just move on. But no, you gotta-
pick your battles. No, they're all battles.
Yeah, tell us again, like how you. We'll talk about this. I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. So we generally, our rule of thumb is like, if it's something of interest, I'm like, honey, don't talk to me right now. Wait.
Yeah, we try to save it.
Just wait. I don't want to try and rehab a conversation on
That's
camera.
what we're
That's
learning.
a big thing.
I'd rather just have a real conversation with you and be like, oh, hey, that happened?
But then like a week goes by and I'll forget to tell him something. I'm like, wait, did I tell you about the call with my agent last week? It's like,
No,
you didn't tell. I was like, we're not filming right now. I forgot to talk to you.
That's one thing I really appreciate about you guys, though, is you understand that.
Yeah.
Because that's something that's difficult for a lot of people to wrap their head around is the whole, like, hold up. Let's have this conversation in a couple
even
minutes.
with your
Yes.
friends and all that?
Yeah.
My friends
Yes.
were over, and so my one girlfriend Frankie was talking to other friends about something serious that you'll end up seeing on the show. But like, it was a moment where we weren't filming, and I'm literally like walking upstairs to like change my jewelry or something. And I heard them. And I said, hey, I said, hold on. Save that for the camera. I'm producing the show now.
baby.
But like you just find yourself doing that because like then when you go to re-talk about something for the second time, it's like
It doesn't have the same effect.
and
Totally.
so it is a little bit better sometimes to just save things for when you know the cameras will be there so that you can have those authentic conversations and people can see like how it would really be in your real life,
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to watch. I'm so excited.
Thanks.
Are we going to see a lot of you and your friends in Coasty Swim on the show?
Yes, you will. And I just have to be honest because this is something that I'm pretty open about it. Like I had liposuction. I hope like right now my stomach isn't looking crazy.
No, you look fantastic.
It's been a struggle, but like, so you're not supposed to really be in the sun directly or like
be working at all or
intense
anything.
heat. I've been doing like everything I shouldn't be. And so when I was in Miami, I was a little bloated. And so I was like, dang, I'm like, it's going to be a rough episode. I could already tell.
Nah, you look good, babe. You're
Thanks,
just
babe. No,
judging
I was
yourself.
like, I'm really nervous. But like, that's the thing though. Like, it's crazy. Like I went from being in a show where like one time I go out and it was actually when I was pregnant. So my boobs were a little bigger and I wasn't like used to them yet. And they were like, oh, like that shirt is a little too revealing, which I had never really gotten ridiculousness. But like, it's funny. I went from a show where it's like, we have to like be covered to like now I'm just like bikini out in a thong twerking on the yacht. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe people are about to see me like that. You know what I'm saying? So
I can't wait.
You're gonna see a lot of Coasty Swim.
Yes. What was the inspiration behind that line? Because I know it's like eco-friendly,
Yes.
body positivity, swimwear, and all of that.
So I've always just loved swimwear. I'm like a water baby. I'm always at a lake, a pool, just if there's water, I'm there. And it's funny because you mentioned like my fashion earlier. And so I started to notice I'd get more comments about like, where'd you get that bikini? Where'd you get that bikini? And I'm like, okay, I must have really great taste in bikinis because I will wear a bikini and literally see 100 comments asking where I got it. But like I'm decked out in like head to toe designer and nobody cares. So I'm like, there's something here with the bikinis.
Yeah.
And so I also thought of it like, what better business to always be promoting while you're also on vacation? It's like literally I can be on vacation promoting something that I'm doing at the same time, So that's originally how I was like, okay, I need to get into doing swimwear. And I wanted to do the eco-friendly stuff because, bikinis are like, fast fashion is polluting the earth a bit, and I think bikinis have become like, you don't just get a bikini and wear that the whole summer. It's like we wear a different bikini every time we're at the pool, every time.
Oh yeah.
And so I didn't want to contribute to this whole like fast fashion polluting the earth thing. So I was like, let's make eco-friendly swimwear, and obviously a lot of the pollution is leading to damage in our ocean. So it's like you can't go and make swimwear and not like trying to save the ocean at the same time. It's just a little contradictory, So that was why I was like, no matter what, it has to be eco-friendly. I will say that it has been one of the bigger struggles because not as many manufacturers make eco-friendly materials. It's all made from recycled materials. So that was super hard to find the right manufacturer. Once we did, we locked in, and now things are going good.
Yeah, I'd say when it comes to a swimwear company, and I'm sure fashion in general, but we have a swimwear company, it's like really the two hardest things are manufacturing and then marketing, and we were fortunate enough to find a really good manufacturer, and we have a really good marketer over here, so that's why it's going
queen.
Well. Yeah.
And don't you guys like package it all yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my garage is the warehouse.
That's
But
nice.
eventually we're going to...
You upscale it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're working our
But
way to
that's
getting
great.
like, an office and like a little warehouse. Really, I told you guys we have the condo in Miami. So once I get that, I kind of want to open a boutique in Miami.
Ooh.
And all swimwear stores thrive
Yes.
there. It's one place where like every single day somebody's buying a bikini. So I think that might end up being where we base like the office and warehouse for it.
Love that.
Yeah.
How do you come up with your designs? What is that process like?
So really just from like
Basically, she sends me photos.
let me tell too. So I also, I have ideas for a couple of the, like a few of these designs. Like I literally in my head was like, I've been drawing little designs since I'm little. I didn't go to school for it or anything, so I don't know how to like do the official, like where they make everybody look like they're super long and tall.
Right.
Like I don't know how to do that type of drawing, but I can draw out what I want. And I'm like, I want this. And my drawings aren't the best, but I'm like, I want this design with like something connecting it here, or like this, open mid-drift area here. And so like, I will like draw that, and then I'll be like, okay, and I want these colors, a print similar to this. And I'll just like pull together all these different images, and then Dom helps me get it made.
That's basically how it goes.
We know our roles. We're like the supporting partner, We're like, how can we help, honey? All right, let's do it.
Who would you love to see wearing Coasty Swim? Like, do you have anyone in mind when you are designing certain bikinis?
Man,
Dude,
I mean,
herself, she just wants to wear
I'm
it.
like, I just want to be in it and be comfortable again and be healed from life.
But that's a big part of the reason why she started it, because she just wanted. She's like, well, I'm always wearing bikinis. I'm always being asked about my bikinis. Why don't I wear my own brand and promote my own brand?
Yeah. But no, I mean, definitely. Let's be honest. I mean, if any Kardashian was wearing one of my bikinis, I'm like, I've made it in life.
Yeah.
Any Kardashian or Jenner. Sorry.
Yeah, love that.
And they're made to be body flattering. They're made to look good on body.
Yeah,
And
we
I
have
feel
a
like-
couple of like the basic like triangle, more skimpy one, but we do try to make more body styles that are like a little bit more like, body flattering. Like I love like putting little ruffles and things like that, because sometimes a bikini will dig in and then it's like showing like your fat on the sides, and it's like we'll create styles that like kind of hide those things, It's really about like body flattering stuff, and like I try to keep it like a mix between sexy and still like covering you enough because not all girls want to be in a string,
No, totally. And the ones that you've sent me are either the high-waisted or it has the ruffle, but I feel so comfortable and confident in them. I have really small boobs after the life being sucked out of me for a year, but it's like it still makes me, whether it's the one with the little sleeve or the pink one that's a little push-up, like I just feel good in them.
Okay,
so
that makes
That's
me
great.
feel good that
Yeah.
you're saying that.
No,
Thank
I
you.
love
And I got to
it.
send you more. I have a bunch more to send you.
I will wear them and post them all
Okay.
the time. What is the future for Coasty Swim?
The future is definitely opening a boutique. I think we're gonna for sure do that in Miami. And
just expanding. We want as many people as possible to be able to wear it and feel comfortable in it. We have.
I'd love to get into some more retail stores. Like we're starting off with a couple little boutiques, but like. To get into some bigger department stores, that's definitely the goal. I want Coasty to eventually become a brand kind of like Roxy, where like Roxy was this brand where it was like about swimwear, beachwear. You could get surfboards, but then they also had clothes, and it was all about a beach lifestyle. So eventually I want Coasty to start making clothes and sunglasses and everything that goes with just like the beach lifestyle.
Yeah, you have to do sunglasses. You
I know.
always have the best glasses.
Well, I told you, I literally like live in sunglasses.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's one thing I love about our show too, is like on Ridiculousness, I can't wear sunglasses.
Right.
I never could show off my sunglass game there. This show, I'm like, I'm going in showing off my sunglasses.
Dipping into that bank.
I love that. So we've got swim, we've got music, we've got the new show. Is there anything I'm missing that you guys are working on as well?
Dom, what's in
all.
the pipeline, baby?
Dude, we're always working on something. It's kind of overwhelming, but I always joke, if we can get through this time of our lives, we can get through anything.
His real estate is also like my like last like real job before. No, my last real job was guest. Let's not even talk about them though. I hated that job. But I worked at a real estate company and I was doing really good at that job. I started working there at 18. I was super young and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my real estate license, do real estate. And then I had a coworker who like heard my music and was like, yo, dude, like, what are you doing in this office? He's like, you're way too talented to be sitting here. And I was like, you're right, I am. And so now here we are. But because I love real estate, I'm obsessed with houses. I'm like, if there's an open house, I don't even need to like, I just want to see it, and so I love being able to help him with real estate stuff. Like if he has a client looking for something, I'm like, what type of house are they looking for? And then I just want to like help look for it
She
too.
like lives vicariously through
Yeah,
it.
so I
Yeah.
love real estate also, and he's really expanding in real estate right now. So like that's kind of fun to just be able to like, he gets to help me with the swimwear stuff because he has a modeling background and fashion background, but like I love being able to help him with the real estate stuff because I do know a little bit.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. So my company, the Fenison Real Estate Group, we just moved over to a new brokerage in Beverly Hills. I'm closing on a $3.7 million property in the next like 2 weeks, which is awesome. Definitely like a beautiful house over in Bell Canyon. And yeah, so that's amazing. I think with this show going on, it's definitely, I mean, we're just working so much that I haven't been able to be as entrenched in it. So once we wrap with the season, I'm going to be like going hard on that again. Also like getting a lot more modeling bookings ever since we've just been doing more like press and more red carpets
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that.
I keep joking. I'm like, he's going to be the Kendall Jenner of our show.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, watch. The show's going to come out and it's going to be like, next thing you know, it's like every brand's going to want him and like he's going to be like on billboards and like,
Yes.
Literally, I think Scott,
because he's a real model, just like how Kendall's a real model. And like, I feel like at first that was a thing Kendall, I think, struggled with a little bit was people like, oh, you're just like a Jenner Kardashian. Like, but it's like, no, she's like a legitimate model. It's
Yeah.
like she's freaking like 6 feet tall. It's like she has the look, she has the walk, she's a real model.
Yeah.
And so I think that like through the show, like he's a real model. He's been doing this forever before there was a show. So I think people will see that and yeah, I think, he'll have his little Kendall Jenner moment.
Well, I can't wait to watch. So everyone, if you're not already, follow Dom Fenison, Chanel West Coast. We can find out when the show is going to be airing.
Wait, also,
and
when is your guys' next season airing? Because I'm over here
I
anxious.
think early next year.
Okay, so
well, we're on the
Okay.
similar
Okay.
timeline.
We're on the same
Alright.
timeline, guys. We're on the similar
we
timeline.
cannot be on the same night as Vanderpump Rules.
How was that actually? Like we haven't
It
even
was
gotten
a
to talk
lot.
to you. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm tired.
It was a wild summer.
Yeah.
That's the
but-
thing too.
Yeah,
People
you guys have
don't-
been doing a lot too. Like I was like, the funniest though is like, I feel like we're on the same wavelengths. Like we filmed a beach day, and I saw like a day later, you guys are like beach day. I'm like, what? We just did a beach day too.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, we should go to Tahoe, and then I saw you guys were at Tahoe,
They're
and I'm
in
like,
Tahoe.
dude, I'm like, they're in my brain. It's like weird.
Well, if you guys want to go to Tahoe outside of this, let us know because we want to go back.
Oh my gosh, I've
It
never
was
been.
Yeah, and I want to
beautiful.
take summer.
We want
It
to take the
was
little ones. We
so
want to go
nice.
Lala, take the kids up
Did
there.
you guys go where like
boat.
the water's really blue?
Yeah.
Yes.
We were on the
That's what
lake.
I wanna see.
It was just beautiful.
It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't even look like from pictures. I'm like, that's a lake. Like it's
Yeah.
so pretty.
We got a really nice house from like Verbo.
Yeah.
And we just stayed up there. It was right there, dock, and then we got a boat pick us up, and we went swimming.
That's great.
Yeah.
So if
No.
you guys are down, let's plan that.
We
Yeah,
enjoy
that sounds
spending
so fun.
we enjoy spending time with you. I think
Same.
a good test of like a friendship is when we went to your house in Palm Springs. I remember that first night we just ended up talking, all of us, till like 2 a.m. And I feel like like for hours and hours just chatting about life and business and like all these things, and I feel like that's how that you're like you have a real genuine friendship brewing when you
Yeah.
can just talk about all these things.
Also,
Yeah.
I love how good Summer is with Bowie. She's so
She's been
freaking
asking
cute.
about
Yes,
her.
yes, about
so
Bowie.
She's so cute. I thought it was just so cute how like you could tell from Bowie just hanging out with the girls for like that day. She literally was like soaking up, like their mannerisms and stuff. Like it like makes her more of a big girl,
Yeah.
And Summer was just so cute with her, like the way she plays with her. She's like, oh, like here, like give it to the baby. Like I remember she was
Yeah.
like, and she's so gentle with her.
I know. I can't wait till she can run around with them.
Yeah, she's getting close.
Well, we're making some move, but just keep it free. We're going to be in between Coachella and Stagecoach.
basically weekend 2, which
Weekend
no one
2.
goes to.
If you go weekend 2, you can't be my friend. But
I know that's hilarious. I'm always like, who goes to weekend 2? All the parties are weekend 1.
it's a bad joke. I used to always go weekend 2. Now I don't. So I'm just going to. Everyone will be like, Brock, you're a dick. I'm like, okay, yeah, I went weekend 2. We want to do summer camp. Remember I was telling you guys about that?
Yes.
Summer's birthday with all of our friends. And it's really building up to something where it's not just for the kids. The parents are going to have their moments with their kids, making some great memories, but then we're also going to have activities for the parents to kind of bond over with parents, you know, and,
Oh,
and
that's so
talk about
cute.
stuff, because I want to make sure we do it every year and we line it up. So I can't wait. But you guys are on the top of that list.
Yes.
Count us
we would,
in,
we
count
would
us
love
in.
to
Yeah,
be
the
there.
three of you, it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. I'm so stoked for
For
it.
sure.
That
But
would be
Thank
cute.
you guys so much
No,
for being here.
thank you
I
for
know how
having
busy
us.
you are, but this was
Yeah,
so fun.
congratulations
Flew by.
on the summer. You guys
Yeah.
are rapping.
Congrats
Yes.
to you as well.
Same.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
any tea you can give us so when we tune in to watch the season,
Our
like give
show's
us
not
a
like
couple
that
of
as
cliff
much.
notes.
Yeah, like I fought hard to make it not be like that. I just I'm not a drama person, and I was like, if I cannot do anything that involves drama,
That's
it's
it. We're filming
not-
next season. We're gonna bring the drama.
Yeah. You guys come over,
We're
bring some
coming in
drama
hot.
our way.
Wait, who hosted your birthday party?
So, okay.
Yo, how do you just have this Rolodex?
I know. I'm
engagement?
so sad you guys couldn't make it too, because I
I
know, you were
know. It
filming.
was our
It was-
finale in San Francisco the same weekend. That was her
Dang.
birthday
Yeah, you
party.
missed
I was
a
like,
big
damn
one.
it.
It was lit. No, I mean, I found a really great venue, which I'll hook you guys up to, because they're kind of everybody's doing things there. Like, I saw one of my girls from Love and Hip Hop did a baby shower there. Somebody else I know got married there. It's a beautiful villa in the valley, and like the location is just great. It looks like, the funniest is I saw these comments like, is that her house? I didn't know she had money like that. And I'm like, no, it's not my house, but I
keep
don't mind you
talking.
guys
But
thinking
think
that.
it is.
Yeah. No, it was just a great venue, and I got like a really sick party planner, and yeah, it was
Yeah, it looked fun.
it was really fun. I wish you guys could have been there.
I know.
But the next one is
Yes.
going to be for Bowie's birthday. November 2nd's her birthday. I already looked. November 4th will be the date, because that's a Saturday.
BravoCon.
We're gonna be in Vegas.
Oh man. Well,
We'll be there.
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Just move the date, please.
We'll try.
No, you're good.
We possibly can. You know,
Let us
because we
know.
want all of our friends who have kids to be there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
We're free the next
And
weekend.
Summer is
Okay.
gonna be with us in Vegas, so
Yeah.
she's gonna come out for us.
that's
Cool.
cute.
Yeah.
Aw.
All right, fan band,
thank
well
you guys
done.
Yes,
so
so good to
much.
see
This
you
is
guys.
so
Let's hang out
good.
I don't know, next weekend or
Well,
something.
now
Yeah,
we're
we'll figure
now
it out.
y'all are wrapped.
Perfect.
Yes.
How much longer do you guys have?
We're
We're
done.
done.
Oh.
we finished.
Perfect.
Season
Party
finale.
Yeah.
That's a
Love that.
wrap for
Thanks
both the
for
shows,
listening
baby.
and watching.
Yes. Thanks for having us.
all my